Hi folks, welcome to my Retro Journal. What I wanted to today is revisit my ZX Spectrum broken 16K board, and it's been a while since I've looked at it, but have not been able to figure out what's going on with it. So I was just going to give just a complete overview of what I've already done and the state I am in, so that perhaps one of my viewers can help me debug this. So first, if you take a look, I socketed. So this was already socketed, but other than that, these two chips, the CPU, the ROM, and the video chips, as well as all the memory chips, were not. So I socketed them all and verified that all of the connections are solid all the way through. So I just put a continuity test from one side to the other. I also checked the socket here, and all of the legs are touching. There's no corrosion on there. I even tested continuity from this particular chip, checking this pin to the other side, and that works. I have recapped it, so I've recapped across the board. Now these are sort of, if you take a look at them, they're sort of strange in that, so as you can see, these are two 10 microfarad 25 volt caps that I put in series to give my 20 microfarad capacitors. I did the mod. It's under this heatsink, so that I can put an EPROM in here, and I have the diagnostic ROM in there. This CPU does work because this came from my spare ZX81. I didn't reattach this capacitor. I mean this transistor, but even if I do, it doesn't change anything. These two are the 74LS logic chips, which are right here. I actually tested them in my programmer, which can test them, and they came up okay. I actually have a pair of spare ones that also test okay, and I've tried those as well. These are from 1977, and these are from 1982. I tested all my RAM, so I have 6 spare RAM right here. And these actually came out of, I have a broken one of these. And so it turns out that the broken one of these this is a ZX81 16K RAM pack, had 2 bad RAMs. And what I did is, with these RAMs, I was able to test all of them because I created a rig out of this. Let me show you what I mean by here. So if you take a look, you can see that I put a socket in here. And so one of all the other chips are still soldered on the board, but I took one off and socketed it, so I can replace one of these. What kind of chip is it? It's a 4116 chip. I can replace them one at a time and then plug it into my ZX81 and verify that those work. And so not only did I test all of these chips, but I also replaced them with these 6, and then randomly would replace 2 of those. So I have 14 good ones, and I would sort of swap them. Again, made no difference. I thought it was a ULA, and one of my viewers sent in Charlie Engel's replacement ULA, and doesn't fix the problem. Does have an interesting it does change the behavior of it, and I'm going to show that to you today, because it turns out that the diagnostic ROM actually works pretty well with this one, but when I use this one, the colors are all off, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Perhaps I can get some help. This is the bad C80 CPU, so I still have the original ROM, but right now I'm using the diagnostic ROM. Like I said, I checked all the voltages on these, and -5, 5, and 12, I think, are the voltages, and they all check out okay. And when I turn it on, I'll demonstrate that. But yeah, so the one I did try to test the transistors here and here to see if they're shorted. They're not, but of course I didn't take them off, so perhaps could it be the transistors? That's the one part I haven't actually replaced. But again, I replaced all the caps. haven't replaced these transistors. So if it could be one of those, I would be very interested in knowing. What else? I did the composite mod. And again, I checked all the traces. I took pictures of the traces when I took the CPU out, and before I put a socket in there for. I think the ROM was socketed, but the CPU was not, so I had to take that out. And these two chips were not socketed. In fact, I can put these back in. So this is so this is one of them. They're just two 74 LS Logics, and the other one is in my programmer. And I can put them in here. Make sure it's the right side up. So as I said, I've replaced the memory, and I have not been able to fix it. So, looked using my magnifying glasses for any broken traces. Have not found any. Did a little bit of continuity checks between here and here. I don't have a circuit board, so I haven't done a really thorough job in that. So maybe that's the issue. But if you have any ideas of what possibly could be broken on this, it's definitely stumped me. Have not been stumped me, I should say. Have not been able to solve this problem. This gives the right voltages. As I said, I see the right voltages. They're like 4.84, 11.8, and a negative 4.79 or something. They're all in the right range, and I'll demonstrate what that is. But so let me first let me plug it in. It's already going, so I can do that. And again, this is with the original ULA. It does beep, and if I do a little bit of voltage checks on here, oh, it's running diagnostic right now. That's what I'm hearing. I don't have the screen plugged in, but I'll do that in a second. But so I have it on the proper voltage, and let me make sure you can see this. All right, so if I try the voltages, so the I think this is, oh no, well, I know this is ground. So if I do this, and that's 4.86 volts. I believe this is the 11 volts, 11.72 volts, and then this here is the negative 4.65. I've read that that's fine. It didn't have to be negative 4.6566 volts. And so again, that's true for all of these. They're all getting those voltages. I don't know if I already checked this one out, sorry. But yeah, they're all getting those voltages. Oops. Yeah, so the voltages all seem to check out. This chip gets warm, but nothing too crazy. And it does run the diagnostics. And so at the moment, I have not figured out what seems to be the problem. As I said, I thought it was a ULA, and this would be the magic fix, but it just has not solved it. By the way, I did put this ULA in my working Spectrum. 48K worked just fine, same as the other one. I haven't put the working ULA into here because I don't want to. If there's something that's causing it to break, I don't want my good working ULA to be ruined by this machine. I haven't put and I put this into the working Spectrum, and it gave me the same errors that this one gives me. So. Yeah, and I can demonstrate that as well. So what I want to do first is I'm going to show you what this looks like on the screen with this ULA in, and then with the replacement ULA, and it's different, and that's sort of the really confusing part. The other thing I want to do is, this is a bad RAM chip, so I'm going to replace one of these with a bad RAM chip just to see how that differs as well. All right, so let me reset up the camera so that I can actually have the monitor in view while I do all this. So I'm set up so you can see the TV's on and it's on composite, and I've got this plugged into composite. So let me turn it on. So this is with the original ULA. So basically nothing's changed on this other than the dynastic ROM. And you can see it kind of gives you so there's junk up here, and then it says testing memory content lower, and it says address error IC1, IC3, or IC4 suspect. So it thinks it's a ULA or one of these 73 LS logic chips. They have been tested, so that leads you to the Ferrante ULA, and then it finds all memory bad, basically. So no upper RAM detected, and it basically sticks to that. I think it does one more test. Nope, maybe it's done. Let me do it one more time, just so you can see it. So it says bit 7, yeah. So it's checking the bits, and then it says testing memory. It says error IC, yeah. And so it's seeing all the memory bad. I thought it would do a load, but it's not doing a load at the moment. It just sort of seems to stay here. So that's with the Ferrante ULA in. Now when I put Charlie Engel's ULA in, it's going to have a different reaction. Let me show you what that looks like. And that's the odd part that confuses me. I would think that the Ferrante ULA would just work the same way. So let me unplug this. Let me take this out. And again, I have a technique so I don't break the board. I do it on the side of the, and I also have a, somewhere here I've got, oh, I thought I did. I thought I had a wooden, all right, let me just be very careful with this. There we go. So that's the original ULA, and now I'm going to put the replacement ULA in. This is from Charlie Engel that was provided to me by a viewer, David Polka, who has his own channel called Dr. Dave's Diversion. And I'm going to take this off camera for a second just so I can see what's going. By the way, I do have an ankle strap on, so I'm not going to spike anything. All right, so the new ULA is in. Plug the power back in here. And now you'll see it's going to act completely differently. And this is the surprise. So plugging this back in. And you can see it doesn't even give you the load up screen. The colors are all different, and now it's testing memory. So this is with a working ULA, because this one I've tested in my other Spectrum, and now it's finding good memory. So you tell me what's going on. So now it only found one bad RAM chip, but that changes every time you boot it up. Yeah, and now it's doing that, which the other one didn't do. So what's going on here with regard to, why is it different with a different ULA? And it's it says upper RAM detected, but the faulty ULA that doesn't work on my other Spectrum does a better job with the RAM test, the diagnostics, than the good ULA. So I am at a loss of what's going on here. Again, if I take this off now, what I want to do, since this what I want to do is I'm just going to take one of these memory chips out, because can you see it? Yeah, I'm going to take one of these memory chips out. Is it in focus? Yeah, because why not, right? And I know this memory chip is bad. This is one of the ones that tested bad. So I'm just going to put the bad memory chip in and see what is it in. All right, so now I'm going to test it with a bad memory chip. Oops. Again, gives me garbage. And now it gives me that memory chip, but those will change anyway. So if I reset it, so at least it's consistent with that memory chip. So out of curiosity, if I swap this one with the first one, I'll put the one I just took out. I know you can't see what I'm doing here, sorry. So I'm taking the one I took from here and I'm putting it right here. This was the original one that was seated there. I'm leaving that out, and then I'm taking the bad one that came out of my ZX81 memory pack, and I'm going to put it into the first slot to see if it actually, if that makes a difference in terms of diagnostics. Okay, plug it back in. So it does seem to be finding the appropriately bad RAM chip. However, when so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of the good RAM chips in, which is, so this is, so I have a bin of 6 good RAM chips. I'm going to take one of these, which I know is good, and I'm going to put that in. So this is the bad one. Let's put it over here. And this I know is a good one. Put that in the first one. So now it found the middle one bad. So it always finds a bad one regardless of, you know, what I stick in. So now it finds a different, now it finds 2 bad. So again, this just seems to be doing it randomly, but when it was actually a bad RAM chip in here, it found that bad RAM chip. So let me change the ULA again, just to see what that does. And put the original Ferranti ULA back in here. So it's in, it's lined up. Let me boot it up. Oh, no, it's not. So, oh, because I have a different RAM chip in here. Interesting. Let me just make sure I put the Ferranti ULA in properly. Yep, it's in there properly. So the only thing that's different is I have a different memory chip in here. Oh, now it's back to normal. Okay. and it finds all memory bad. So yeah, but the fact that it's giving me a clear screen, this is the screen I would expect to get, so I just don't understand that part. So yeah, if you have sort of any hints on this, what I'll do to finish up this video is I'm going to bring out my other working Spectrum. I'm going to put the bad ULA in there and just show you what that does. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got my working Spectrum out, and I've replaced the ULA. So this is the original working ULA out of the 48K Spectrum. And then, of course, I still have my replacement ULA that also works. So both of these, this one and this one, work in this one. So if I put them in, I get what I expected. So this is the ULA I have in there now is from my broken board. What I get basically when I turn it on is sort of what I get, what I used to get when I didn't have the dynastic ROM on here. I just get that screen right there. So that is sort of the my broken non-working Spectrum. When I put that ULA in, the diagnostic ROM looks more realistic than when I put the replacement one in. I get all sorts of gibberish. Now again, I haven't put this working Ferranti ULA into my broken one, and I'm hesitant to do that because it's, you know, it's one of these obviously are getting more rare, and I don't really want to damage it by putting it into a broken board. So I'm not ready to do that. You know, this one obviously is a remake, so a little easier to come by. And interesting that this one works differently from this one in my, you know, the broken ULA that's in here now on my broken 16K board. So yeah, if you could sort of give me some feedback of what you think is wrong with it, having seen all these symptoms. You know, one thing I'm wondering is I haven't replaced. I did check these two transistors and haven't replaced them, but you know they're not shorted. So could it be as simple as that? I just don't know what else to look at. I did look under magnifying glasses, and I don't have any broken traces or resistors or diodes, so I'm at a loss. So if I can get help from my viewers, some of you are already giving some advice, but knowing now, having seen the various feedback that it's giving me with the diagnostic ROM, it would be very helpful if I got some advice on that. So I'm going to end here. Thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you, and I'll see you soon.